Shalom Israel, Most High in Christ bless. Can y'all hear and see me? Check, check. Can y'all hear and see me online? Type Y for yes. Sound good? All right, got a little bit of a delay. Okay, all praises. Got a couple of yeses. Hey, Shalom Israel, Most High in Christ bless. I'm Officer Ray Well, IUIC Raleigh. IUIC Raleigh. Make sure you subscribe to our YouTube as well. Hey, here with History in the AM for y'all. Hey, we've got a good class planned for you. Hey, it's called Remember What Amalek Did. Remember Amalek. Esau remembers 9/11. Jewish people remember the Holocaust. The Israelites need to remember Amalek. Now, this history we've gone over many times. Particularly, I want to deal with what happened in the Old Testament, deal with the war, deal with the cowardice of Amalek, how they attacked us, some of that history, and what happens when you don't properly destroy your enemies. When you just leave enemies laying around, what happens? Bad things happen. All right? So, we're going to get right into it. Let's start at Genesis, the 36th chapter and the first verse. The title is Remember What Amalek Did. All right? And I got a few books, a couple pictures I'll try to throw in here. All right? Genesis chapter 36 and verse 1. Now these are the generations of Esau, who is Edom. So, one and the same. Esau is Edom. Edom means red. This is the red race. All right? The red race, there's no white people. The red race are the so-called Caucasian people today. The so-called Romans of the past. The so-called Grecians of the past. Those that dwelt in Mount Seir. Those people you call Americans. Italians. The French. The Spaniards. The people that colonized Africa. Destroyed America. Took over it. Put their name on everything. That's Esau. That's Edom. I'm going to go to the definition of, well, this book right here. I'm going to transition in there. Y'all forgive me if anything go wrong. Can y'all see this? I'm going to start right now. Just type yes if you can see this book cover. I got a little bit of a delay. Okay, all praises. So I got a little bit of a delay, but hey, this book is called Who's Who in the Bible. It's Jean-Pierre Itibolt. I don't know how to say his last name. Jean-Pierre. So what I want to show is the definition of Esau in this book. All right, it says Esau means hairy. The eldest, and that's what white folks like to say it means. That ain't what Esau means. Esau means wasted away is he. But as we read on, it says the eldest twin-born son of Isaac and Rebekah, brother of Jacob, a rugged huntsman. In contrast to his agrarian brother, he was driven by hunger to sell his birthright to Jacob for food. Later on, he also lost. So we're going to go down a little bit. Bear with me. One second. All right. Later on, he lost his father's covenant blessing to Jacob through his own mother's trickery. Now, his mother was led by the prophecy of God to set things up the way they were set up. God prophesied that this would happen. I'm going to read that real quick. So I never like how they try to make it evil. It's of the Lord. I'm going to go to Genesis 25 and verse 21 real quick. And we'll transition back to the book in a second. So I'm come right back to the book. Genesis chapter 25, verse 21. And Isaac entreated the Lord for his wife, because she was barren. And the Lord was entreated of him. And Rebekah his wife conceived. And the children struggled together within her, meaning they fought. The children were fighting. And she said, if it be so, meaning if this is of the Lord, why am I thus? And she went to inquire of the Lord. So yeah, I got to imagine the confusion Rebekah has. There's no ultrasound back then to properly diagnose what's going on. She just feels a whole war going on inside of her stomach. Kung fu kicks and punches. Why is this going on if this is of the Lord? Verse 23. And the Lord said unto her, 2 nations are in thy womb. So the reason this is going on. Now, when it says she went to inquire of the Lord, she went to the prophets. She went to the seer. And they edified her. Here's why this is going on. You have 2 nations in your stomach. It's not just 2 children. It says 2 nations are in thy womb, and 2 manner of people shall be separated from thy bowels. You hearing this prophecy, this is bigger than just some kids. This is important. This is Genesis. This is the beginning of nations. So the things being prophesied to her, she got to make sure they come to pass. So 2 nations are in thy womb, and 2 manner of people shall be separated from thy bowels. And no one people shall be stronger than the other people, and the elder shall serve the younger. Now, Rebekah got full knowledge of this. This is told to her. What's she going to do? Is she really going to let the younger serve the elder? Or is she going to fulfill Bible prophecy? She's going to fulfill the word of God. It says, and when her days to be delivered were fulfilled, behold, there were twins in her womb, and the first came out red. That's Edom. He came out without pigment. He came out with nothing but the blood showing in his skin. And the first came out red, all over like an hairy garment, and they called his name Esau, because he was washed out. It means wasted away is he. That's what Esau means. There's no color in him. So, verse 26, and after that came his brother out, just the younger one. And his hand took hold on Esau's heel, and his name was called Jacob. Didn't note his color, because he's the same color as everybody else on the planet. Unremarkable color. It's like, that's a regular baby. As for this kid, this red coming out. As for this one, someone write this down real quick. This baby red. Y'all see this? He ain't got no color in him at all. Write that down. That's significant. Other kid come out and was like, hey, look. For example, he's like, all right, look at this kid. Nothing to see here. We're going to call him Jacob. We're going to put him down. But remember, write that down. He was red. That's significant. Won't no red people just running around at that time. So I'm going to go back to that article. Or, I'm sorry, that book. It says, so Esau, he abandoned his father's covenant blessing to Jacob through his own mother's trickery. I mean, it was prophesied the birthright would be changed. It already was said, the elder shall serve the younger. That's thus saith the Lord, so it's got to come to pass. There's nothing wicked behind that. These events set up an enmity. That means that's hatred, a rivalry. Set up an enmity between the 2 brothers that continued on through the tribes they led. So it wasn't over because they settled the difference, or it appears that they settled the differences. No, it's not over. It went on through their tribes, through their lineage, through their children. It says Esau's Edomites and Jacob's Israelites. So that's the foundation of what we're teaching about here. Enmity began in the womb and continued till this very day, and will continue until there are no more Edomites. Got to make that clear. That enmity started with Esau, and it shall continue till there are no more Edomites, until all the word of God is fulfilled. All right? So, from there, we can read Genesis 36:1 again. Give you a little background on Esau. Everybody don't know it. And just because you think you know it, you might have forgot some stuff. Genesis chapter 36, verse 1. Now these are the generations of Esau, who is Edom. So Edom is the nickname he got because he is red. Edom means red. In the Bible dictionary, Edom means red people. So not only was it his name, the name that's placed on his tribes, because his people descended of the majority of them, not all of them, the majority of them are red. Now, there's some intermingling that happens. You might have somebody my skin color, but his father's an Edomite. His father's European. Oh, you an Edomite. You a whole Edomite. It's a blood thing. It's not a skin color thing. But in Genesis, we're talking about the birth of nations. So the majority of those people, when they came out, had no melanin. That's what they were known for. That's what they were called. I'm reading verse 2. Esau took his wives of the daughters of Canaan. Adah, the daughter of Elon, the Hittite. He was doing interracial marriage. That was already forbidden. That was against God's law since Genesis 6. And he broke it anyway. Well, before that, since Adam. Adam got the laws back then. It says, and Aholomah, the daughter of Anah, the daughter of Zibeon, the Hivite, and Bashemah, Ishmael's daughter. So now you're dealing with the Arabs. You're dealing with Ham and the Arabs. And Bashemah, Ishmael's daughter, sister of the Majaf. And Adah bare to Esau Eliphaz. So Eliphaz is significant. Eliphaz is one of the progenitors of Amalek, who we're talking about, Eliphaz. And Adar bare to Esau Eliphaz. And Bashemah bare Ruel. Not Reuel, I'm going to say Ruel. Common name. So, when you see Eliphaz, we're going to jump to verse 11. Let's read verse 8 real quick. Genesis 36, verse 8. Thus dwelt Esau in Mount Seir. So, oftentimes you read in the scriptures about Mount Seir, you'll see references in prophecy to Seir. It's dealing with Esau. The Horites lived there first, but Esau has no place to dwell. Wherever he goes, he steals. Wherever he goes, he kills and conquers and renames, or just steals the identity of the people altogether. He did that with Mount Seir as well. He moved out the Horites, put himself there, and now he's Mount Seir. Just like he came to America, took the Native Americans, marched them to the bathroom over in Oklahoma, to the reservations, the bathrooms in North Carolina. You move into someone's house, hey, go stay in the bathroom, go get in the closet. I live here now. I'm moving all your pictures off the wall, and now they're my pictures now. That's what they do. So now they're Mount Seir. It says, thus dwelt Esau in Mount Seir. Esau is Edom. Verse 9. And these are the generations of Esau, the father of the Edomites in Mount Seir. These are the names of Esau's sons. Eliphaz, again, that's who we're going to be talking about, who the lineage of Amalek comes from. Eliphaz, the son of Adah, the wife of Esau. Ruel, the son of Bashemah, the wife of Esau. And the sons of Eliphaz were Teman, Omar, Zepho, and Gatam, and Kenaz. And Timnah was concubine to Eliphaz, Esau's son. So this is a lesser wife. And she bare to Eliphaz Amalek. These are your so-called Jewish people today. The black hats, the Shirley Temple curls on the sides. Should be very familiar with them. Let me see if I got a picture. I might not have a picture of them right now. I'm pretty sure y'all know what they look like. Dandruff, body odor, visible body odor. Somehow you can see it. Squiggly green lines. Those people. They own the Diamond District. They own Hollywood. They control your media. They are your news outlets. They are your opinion. If you're a Christian, you're a black Christian, they're your opinion. They're the people bombing the hell out of Gaza, killing tens of thousands of just children, civilian children. That's your Amalek. It says, verse 12. And Timnah was concubine to Eliphaz, Esau's son, and she bare to Eliphaz Amalek. These were the sons of Adah, Esau's wife. Now I'm going to read on down to verse 15. I'm going to jump to 15. Genesis 36, verse 15. These were dukes of the sons of Esau. So these people were dukes. Now, a duke, let me jump up to verse 7 in the same chapter to tell you what a duke is. Genesis chapter 36, verse 7. Now, duke, that's not nobody poor. Dukes are rich, very rich. Esau comes from a lot of money. Remember, Jacob and Esau, they both had money. Like, we both had power and riches. They ended up separating. One, because of the enmity. Two, we had so much stuff we couldn't stay in the same spot. Watch this. Genesis 36 is verse 7. It says, I'm going to start verse 6. Genesis chapter 36, verse 6. And Esau took his wives and his sons and his daughters and all the persons of his house and his cattle and all his beasts and all his substance, which he had got in the land of Canaan, and went into the country from the face of his brother Jacob. He went a different way, right? Verse 7. For their riches were more than they might dwell together. Esau had way too much money. That's why they have dukes. Very rich. And the land wherein they were strangers could not bear them because of their cattle. So that's how much excess they had. They were dukes. So they had to go a whole different way. That's what it means to be a duke. You got a lot of money. All right. So now I'm going to jump back down to verse 16 again. Verse 16. I'll read 15 again. Genesis 36, verse 15. These were dukes of the sons of Esau, the sons of Eliphaz, the firstborn son of Esau, Duke Teman, Duke Omar, Duke Zepho, Duke Kenaz, Duke Korah, Duke Gatam, and Duke Amalek. These are the dukes that came of Eliphaz in the land of Edom. These were the sons of Adah. So that's the dukes. Now let's go to Exodus chapter 14, verse 30. Even before conflict between us and Esau, they had knowledge of us. Of course, we used to be brothers back in the day. We used to be brothers. We ain't brothers no more. But our fame and what happened with us while in Egypt is made known to the dukes. Let's read Exodus chapter 14, verse 30. It says, thus the Lord, so right now when I'm reading some condensed history, we got delivered out of Egypt. That's a whole long story. Great story. Excellent history. But this is going to kind of condense it. Exodus chapter 14, verse 30. Thus the Lord saved Israel that day out of the hand of the Egyptians. And Israel saw the Egyptians dead upon the seashore. That's what salvation looked like, y'all. That's what it means to be saved. Your enemy dead over there. Being saved is not still in Egypt. That's how you got to ask Christians. Are we saved today? No. Are we still in America? Being saved would mean you'd see Esau destroyed. You see them laid waste like Egypt was. And according to the scriptures, far worse than Egypt ever was destroyed. And Egypt's a base kingdom today. So that's what salvation looks like. Let me read that one more again. It says, thus the Lord saved Israel that day out of the hand of the Egyptians. And Israel saw the Egyptians dead upon the seashore. Verse 31. And Israel saw that great work which the Lord did upon the Egyptians, and the people feared the Lord and believed the Lord and his servant Moses. So that's how that word of mouth is spreading. Among us, first and foremost, we believe the Lord. We fear the Lord. Look what the Lord did for us. Now watch as we read down. Chapter 15, verse 1 in Exodus. Then sang Moses and the children of Israel this song unto the Lord, and spake, saying, I will sing unto the Lord, for he hath triumphed gloriously. The horse and his rider hath he thrown into the sea, going into the Egyptians. Destroyed. That's our triumph. The Lord is my strength and my song. My strength and song. He is become my salvation. He is my God, and I will prepare him a habitation. My father's God, and I will exalt him. The Lord is a man of war. The Lord is his name. Pharaoh's chariots and his host hath he cast into the sea. That's what he's talking about, the horse and the rider. Pharaoh's army. Pharaoh's chariots and his host hath he cast into the sea. His chosen captains also are drowned in the Red Sea. Verse 5. The depths have covered them. They sank into the bottom as a stone. Thy right hand, O Lord, is become glorious in power. Thy right hand, O Lord, have dashed in pieces the enemy. Again, it's salvation. Salvation is your enemies are destroyed. They're not living among you. You have not shook hands with them. You whoop they behind. Thirdly, they somewhere not licking wounds or anything. They're somewhere in critical condition. And they putting all respect on our God. And then we give respect to our God for destroying them. That's salvation. Black folks have never seen that. The people that held us in slavery, we've never seen them destroyed. We ain't seen them lose a battle yet. Except maybe in Haiti. A couple. That's not even a battle. You got to go pay money back. You got to go pay reparations because you whooped they behind one time. Now you got to pay for it. That ain't salvation. Salvation is They lying down dead somewhere. That nation. And we've given all honor and glory to our God for leading us into to victory. Verse 7. Let me see. Verse 7. It says, and in the greatness of thine excellency, thou hast overthrown them that rose up against thee. Thou sendest forth thy wrath, which consumed them as stubble. All praises to the Most High with that. Verse 8. Let's see. Let's go to verse 10. Thou didst blow with thy wind, and the sea covered them. They sank as lead in the mighty waters. Who is like unto thee, O Lord, among the gods? Who is like thee, glorious in holiness, fearful in praises, doing wonders? Thou stretchest out thy right hand, the earth swallowed them. I'm going to read all the way down to, oh, no, my bad. Let me go to verse 15. Verse 15. Verse 14. Listen to this. I'm building up to show the reputation we're getting. Amalek going to hear about it. Verse 14. The people shall hear and be afraid. That's what happens. You hear about what all this glory and the honor put upon our God by the butt whooping given to the most powerful nation on the planet. It says, the people shall hear and be afraid. Sorrow shall take hold on the inhabitants of Palestine, and the dukes of Edom shall be amazed. So the dukes are going to be amazed. They're going to hear about everything we just read. The dukes of Edom shall be amazed. That's verse 15. The mighty men of Moab, that's your Chinese, trembling shall take hold upon them. All the inhabitants of Canaan shall melt away. Ham gonna be on their feet. On their face, really. They're gonna be on their knees. Fear and dread shall fall upon them by the greatness of thine arm. They shall be as still as a stone till thy people pass over. O Lord, till the people pass over, which thou hast purchased with blood, with men's blood. It's ransom of men. That's how we got redeemed. It won't just, oh, here's a couple dollars. I'm going to keep killing. I'm going to take all your firstborn. I'm going to take your most precious things. I'll kill them. You let my people go. That's what it means by we were purchased. I'm going to jump from there. Let's go to Exodus chapter 17. So it says, the dukes of Edom shall hear. I'm going to read that one more time. Exodus 15 and 15. Then the dukes of Edom shall be amazed. So they know what's going on. They should have some fear and respect upon our God. But watch what happens. Exodus 17 in verse 8. Then came Amalek. You know who that is. That's your Jewish man. Matter of fact, let me get this real quick. Amalek. It's from the same book, Who's in the Bible. It says Amalek, son of Eliphaz, by his concubine, that's a lesser wife, Timnah, grandson of Esau, and chieftain of Edom. Chieftain of Edom. All right, so that's Amalek. Let's get the etymology of their name. Now, this is from Wikipedia. Check this out. Hopefully y'all can see this. It says in some rabbinical interpretations, some of the rabbis say this. Amalek is etymologized as lock, a people who lick blood. But most scholars regard the origin to be unknown. I don't lay that out there. Blood lickers. Now let's look at what's that? I can't think of the name of the custom. I think it's called Betha. Let me look at it up real quick. I ain't gonna be able to throw it in there. It's too last minute, but remember, baby penises. The so-called white man that calls himself a Jew circumcises his children with his mouth. Didn't make that up. You can look that. Well, hey, you can look it up if you want to. They use their mouths. That's what they do. And then the etymology of their word, the proposed etymology of their name is a people who lick blood. You nasty. Brit, or they call it a Brish, Brtmillah, or mitzvah betha, I can't say it, bepay, is when the, I can't put it up here, but I'm just going to read it to you. It says, mitzitza bepay is when the mohel uses their mouth to suck blood away from the baby's circumcision wound as part of the circumcision ritual. This is from nyc.gov. This ain't from no conspiracy website. This ain't from no Hebrew website that someone cut and pasted together. This ain't from MySpace. This ain't a meme. This is from nyc.gov. They suck baby penises. I mean, that's what it. This is from a government website. It's called oral suctioning. Where they do that at? Where they do that at? This could also go into. I'm gonna go back to the article. This also goes into how they love blood, how they love war. Some scholars put that together to say that as well, but we know, nasty. All right, Exodus. I'm being humorous, but hey, I ain't rated. I ain't come up with that ritual. We're back in Exodus chapter 17, verse 8. Enter Amalek. Here's how Amalek comes into play. It says, then came Amalek and fought with Israel and Rephidim. Watch this. And Moses said unto Joshua, choose us out men and go out. Fight with Amalek. Tomorrow I will stand on the top of the hill with the rod of God in mine hand. So Joshua did as Moses had said unto him and fought with Amalek. And Moses, Aaron, and Hur went up to the top of the hill. So Moses and Aaron and Hur. I might be saying the name wrong. Or Hur. H-U-R. You may have seen this imagery before, but I got some better imagery. Shout out to Officer Harrell. Give me a second. I'm going to pull that up. Now, you might be used to seeing this with white folk. But this is how it went down, people. Just imagine some more fringes. It was black people. This black folks. All praise to the Most High. All right, so I'm going to read down while you got the imagery up. Verse 11. I'm going to start verse 10 again. So Joshua did as Moses had said to him and fought with Amalek. And Moses, Aaron, and Hur went up to the top of the hill. That's who's pictured there. Moses in the middle. It is more epic than that, but that's what AI could conceive. And then in the background, you see the war going on. It says, verse 11, and it came to pass when Moses held up his hand that Israel prevailed. That means our victory was directly influenced by how Moses was holding his hands up. It says, and when he let down his hand, Amalek prevailed. So then we'd be getting whooped if Moses dropped his hands. Verse 12. But Moses' hands were heavy, because he's older man. Around this time, he'd be around his 80s. Joshua had been in his 40s. But Moses' hands were heavy, and they took a stone and put it under him, and he sat thereon. And Aaron and Hur stayed up his hands, the one on the one side, and the other on the other side. And his hands were steady until the going down of the sun. So you see how they supported him, so that Israel would get the victory. They supported their leader, so that Israel got the victory. I'm going to get Exodus 24 and 14 real quick. I think we'll come back here. Exodus 24 and 14. Give me a second. All right. Tell you a little bit about who these people are. Now, you know Joshua, Ephraim. It says, Exodus chapter 24, verse 14. And he said unto the elders, tarry ye here for us until we come again unto you. And behold, Aaron and Hur are with you. If any man have any matters to do, let him come unto them. These are men of stature. These are great men. Aaron is the brother of Moses. And Hur also was a mighty man, given charge over certain matters. So that's why I went there. So you get a little background on it. A lot of people, they see the image. I'm putting the image back up. A lot of people see that image. Usually it's a Caucasian version of that. You don't know who that other guy is. He was someone else that dealt with matters. So Aaron and Hur. Or Hur. I don't know if I'm saying it right. Or Hur. I'm going to go back now. Exodus chapter 17. Let's read verse. So he was a member of leadership. Exodus chapter 17, verse 10. And it reads. No, I'm going to start. I was at verse 12. Read 12 again. But Moses' hands were heavy. And they took a stone and put it under him. And he sat thereon. And Aaron and Hur stayed up his hands. The one on the one side, and the other on the other side. And his hands were steady until the going down of the sun. And Joshua discomfited Amalek and his people with the edge of the sword. Discomfited. Let me get that real quick. Now, the normal Negro word, we ain't never discomfited nobody but ourselves. All right, check this definition out. It says, in the King James Bible, discomfited means routed, defeated, or overthrown. We whooped they behind y'all. Like routed. Just picture they coming at you one way and we coming in from the side. We coming from behind them. We coming in front of them. And they're getting destroyed. They're getting beat down. It's also going into they have no strength to fight anymore. You took the fight out of them. God took the fight out of them. But you don't want to fight. That's how you lose a battle. There's no more spirit in you to continue. You're discomfited. It says, in general, discomfort means to make someone feel uncomfortable, especially mentally. It can also mean to frustrate someone's plans or expectations. We're going to deal with how they came at us, because we destroyed. They had certain plans, and their craftiness failed. It says, synonyms of discomfort include abash, disconcert, because concert means you're working together in concert. You're to achieve a goal, you made all the parts work together. Disconcert means you destroyed the concert. You destroyed the unity. You destroyed the synergy. You disrupted their plans. It says embarrass and rattle. We embarrassed them. Joshua embarrassed them. It says the word discomfit comes from the old French word discomfire, which means to destroy. That's how you're supposed to deal with the army. I'm going into this because that's how you're supposed to deal with them. How Joshua dealt with them. He discomfited them. He took the heart out of them. He beat them down mentally, physically. You don't even want to continue no more. Exodus chapter 17, verse 13. And Joshua discomfited Amalek and his people with the edge of the sword. And the Lord said unto Moses, write this for a memorial in a book and rehearse it in the ears of Joshua. For I will utterly put out the remembrance of Amalek from under heaven. It wasn't enough that we just whoop them. It wasn't enough that we break them mentally. We killed them physically. He said, I don't want no more Amalek at all. That's what God said. No more Amalek at all. Watch this right here. Let's go to Deuteronomy 25 and 17. Deuteronomy chapter 25, verse 17. It says, remember what Amalek did unto thee by the way, when you were come forth out of Egypt. So like God says, remember the Sabbath. Things are all about remembrance. Let's go to real quick. I'm going to write this down. Romans 15 and 4. God don't tell you to remember nothing for no reason. He's your father. Anytime and a lot of us didn't know our fathers growing up. Now we have fathers. You tune in this class, you got to know you got fathers in the leadership here in IUIC. The bishops, the deacons, they love you. The reason IUIC works is because they got love for their people. They really, truly do. If they didn't, if this was a cash grab, it wouldn't be like it is. We wouldn't be the vanguards of this truth. I'm not saying we're the only ones getting used, but man, we are the vanguards. We are in the forefront. We pushing this truth to levels not seen ever on this planet. If there's someone doing it better, all praises. But I ain't seen it. It's because they love the people. They sincerely love the people. And they're not motivated by gain. They're motivated by God. Now watch this right here. So them as fathers, just like the fathers in the scriptures, when we are instructed, when we are told things, it's not just to be told. It's not busy work. Everything told to us in this Bible has a purpose. Romans 15 verse 4 says, for whatsoever things were written aforetime were written for our learning. that we through patience and comfort of the scriptures might have hope. So the things that are written, you're supposed to learn something from them. And when you don't learn from them, you're doomed to repeat mistakes you could have avoided. That's what this is about right here, this class. I'm going to go back. Deuteronomy chapter 25, verse 17. Remember what Amalek did unto thee by the way. That means never forget it. It says, when ye were come forth out of Egypt, how he met thee by the way, and smote the hindmost of thee, even all that were feeble behind thee. So this is how Amalek came at us. It didn't go into detail we read earlier. Just read about the whipping we gave them. It's like, we came out and then they coming behind us and they hitting the people in the back. They hitting the people that are lagging behind. Who would be in the back of the caravan? Who would be the slower? Who would be those in the rear? It would be, I'm going to show you a picture. See if I got a picture. I'm going to show you the targets. You tell me who this is. Let me see if I can find it. Yeah, here it is. All praise, hope y'all can see this. This is who he targeted. This is who Amalek, the armies. You're supposed to be a big bad army. You're the dukes. You got riches, you got power, you got battle knowledge. You're so bold to come against us. He went after the elderly. He went after children. That was their targets. Not warriors. Old men, sick women, little girls, little boys. It says, verse 18. How he met thee by the way, and smote the hindmost of thee, even all that were feeble behind thee, when thou wast faint and weary, and he feared not God. That's the mind of God. That's why a lot of people understand when they use that. Christians, they might use something with Amalek. They'll use it to defend the Amalekites that live in the land now, and use it to justify the genocide. The genocide that's taking place over there in Gaza. And again, neither one of them people belong there. The Arabs don't belong there. The white man don't belong there. All praises to the Most High that they blown each other to bits. It's only going to get worse till y'all not there no more. So all praises for that. We ain't choosing sides in that one. We choose the Lord's side. But regardless, right now with the body count higher for the Israelis, which are not Israelites, the Israelis, the man that calls himself a Jew, than it is for those in Gaza, the Arabs that reside in Gaza. Because they got devious tactics. These are not the people of God. Look how they deal. Ain't this the same kind of tactic they're using now? Smoke the hindmost of thee. When you look at the war going on right now, who are killing most? Children. Feeble. People that are on the run. People that are moving from one quote-unquote safe location. Here, move here. And then the bomb is coming behind you. It's like, but they blowing up the stuff behind me. Yeah, that's how they get down. They take out the weak. They're going to just keep doing it. As you run, they'll be blowing up everybody else behind you. Whoops. Well, we told you to run. That's the same tactic. That's the same people. I don't know about y'all. That's the same people to me. They got the same tactics. Children, the elderly, those in the back, they're not go face-to-face people. They're cowardly. You read throughout different history books and different articles, the way Amalek came in Israel, they were cowards. They're cowards to this day. You're weak. Because you ain't the children of God. You ain't built like us. The Lord is a man of war. And y'all ain't men of war. You're cowards. I digress. Verse 19. Deuteronomy chapter 25, verse 19. Therefore it shall be, when the Lord thy God hath given thee rest from all thine enemies round about, in the land which the Lord thy God giveth thee for an inheritance to possess it, because that's our land, that thou shalt blot out the remembrance of Amalek from under heaven. Thou shalt not forget it. This is a commandment. Get rid of Amalek. Don't forget it. How many times say don't forget? Just one chapter. How many? Hey, remember Amalek? Should be no more than them Amalekites. Don't forget, you're supposed to get rid of Amalek. Hey, you in the land? Hey, all praises. Did you get rid of Amalek? You're still Amalekites? How many Amaleks is left? Who counting it? That's how you're supposed to be moving. It's a purpose. They cowards. They murdered the children of Israel. Now I'm going to talk about the penalty for not doing that. Let's see. 5:43. Let's speed up a little bit. So, and again, we read about how in Egypt, didn't they notice how God destroyed the Egyptians for the oppression they put upon us? They ain't learned nothing from that. That's disrespect to God. It's not just about us. You really gonna deal with the children of God that way? Are you not gonna put respect on the people? Didn't you see what he did to those Hamites? That's how the Lord look at it. You ain't see what I just did to them Hamites? Oh, you doubt me? Get rid of all of them. Numbers, I believe I'm going to next. No, let's go to Deuteronomy 7, 1 and 2. Then I'll go to Numbers. Deuteronomy chapter 7, verse 1. When the Lord thy God shall bring thee into the land whither thou goest to possess it, that's Israel, that's our land, and has cast out many nations before thee, that's how God get down. Get out the way, my people coming. The Hittites, Hamites, and the Girgashites, and the Amorites, and the Canaanites, and the Perizzites, and the Hivites, the Jebusites, 7 nations greater and mightier than thou. And when the Lord thy God shall deliver them before thee, thou shalt smite them and utterly destroy them. Thou shalt make no covenant with them, no show mercy unto them. That's how God got down. You got to learn from this Bible. Lord is like, I'm bringing you into a land for you to possess. You're going to have to exterminate the people. They got to get rid of them. They can't be trusted. They're evil. They hate me. I'm going to lay them in front of you. I'm going to deliver them up to you. Just fulfill my commandment. And for the most part, we ain't have an issue with that. Except for Amalek. We had an issue with that. We should have just followed the counsel. Get rid of them. Don't forget it. You knew about that with the Hamites, but, even during the time of Joshua, no, we didn't. We kept leaving heathen behind. Let's go to Exodus 17 and 10 through 14. The lack of mercy is so you don't become an underling to an idolatrous nation. That's what the lack of mercy. There's no mercy shown in Deuteronomy 7:1. How the hell people get God love everybody out of that? I don't know. He said, destroy them. Don't make no agreement with them. Kill them all. Remember Amalek. Make sure you don't forget to kill them. Like a grocery list. Did you get the eggs? Yes. Did you destroy all Amalek? I don't think I did. Where you get God love all people when he got instructions like these? Get rid of them Hivites, the Perizzites. Make sure ain't none of them left, all right? Did you make an agreement with them? No agreements, right? Okay, good. The lack of mercy so we don't become an idolatrous nation. Let's go to Exodus 17, verse 10. Exodus chapter 17, verse 10. It says, let's see. So Joshua did as Moses had said unto him, and fought with Amalek. What do you think fighting is to kill? If the Lord give the order, and we're going to fulfill it, it's to kill. It's to make a full end of the matter, as it said in the scripture. Make a full end of it. No half measures. It says, so Joshua did as Moses had said to him, and fought with Amalek, and Moses, Aaron, and Hur went up to the top of the hill. Now, I want to go to verse 14. No, verse 16, I'm sorry. 14. Exodus 17 and 14. And the Lord said unto Moses, write this for a memorial in a book, and rehearse it in the ears of Joshua. For I will utterly put out the remembrance of Amalek from under heaven. No Amalekites at all. Verse 15. And Moses built an altar and called the name of it Jehovah Nissi, meaning the Lord is my banner. That's what it means. That's some hard stuff. That's crazy stuff. For he said, because the Lord hath sworn that the Lord will have war with Amalek from generation to generation. As long as Amalek generates, the Lord is perpetually at war with them, and they are perpetually at war with us. But we don't see that. A lot of people come into the knowledge and understanding of being an Israelite, and the first thing they do is go to the white man that stole your religion. Go to the white man that stole your identity and try to learn how to follow God from him. Crazy. Crazy work. Go to Numbers 33 and 51 now. Go real quick. We'll go to Revelations 2 and 9. I don't think I wrote that down, but how could I talk about the Jewish man and not go into that? Revelation chapter 2, verse 9. I know thy works, meaning he knows the works of the Israelites, the blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians, and tribulation. We've been through tribulation. The blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans. Slavery is tribulation. Colonization is tribulation. The black codes, gator bait being made, alligator bait being hung throughout the entire time we've been in America to this day, being hung and being in fear of our lives at all times, is tribulation. He knows our tribulation is Christ. And poverty, we are the impoverished. Throughout the world, it is black, brown people that are impoverished. As a nation, we are impoverished. It says, but thou art rich, because promises were given to us. We are the chosen people of God. The kingdom is for us. And I know the blasphemy of them which say they are Jews. They say they are Israelis. They say they are Jewish. It says they're Yahudi. That occupy the land, that are on television promoting themselves as Jewish people, that have the religion of Judaism, claiming to be the people of God, holding the Bible, or holding the Torah. It says that say they are Jews and are not, but are the synagogue of Satan. And no, this ain't talking about evil Israelites back in the day. It's talking about white people. White people, W-H-Y-T-E, white people who are claiming to be Jewish today. Them the only people in the last days run around saying they're Jewish and recognized for it and have laws in the books for it. They're the synagogue of Satan. Now, Numbers 33 and verse 51. Speak unto the children of Israel, and say unto them, when ye are passed over Jordan into the land of Canaan, then ye shall drive out all the inhabitants of the land from before you. Get rid of the people that are there. That's how God get down. And destroy all their pictures. So they're going to have images there. Destroy all the pictures. That's what thus saith the Lord. And destroy all their molten images. Their gods. That's the pictures. You don't leave no gods behind. Or you'll become an idolatrous nation because of your mercy. And destroy all their pictures, and destroy all their molten images, and quite pluck down all their high places. That's their temples of idolatry. That's what a high place is. That's your Christian church. That's your mosque. That's the Jewish synagogues. These cathedrals. These are high places. It says, and ye shall dispose, verse 53, and ye shall dispose, or dispossess, ye shall dispossess the inhabitants of the land and dwell therein. For I have given you the land to possess it. See, you move in, get rid of all their gods and idols and stuff. Clean that out, sweep it up into a dustpan, throw it away. Because it's yours. So get rid of them. You can't be there with them. Why would I give everybody their own land? That's how God get down. Real quick, I'm going to Leviticus. I ain't write this down. 20 and... just popped in my head. 20 and 26. No, actually I want Deuteronomy 32 and 8. That's what I want. Deuteronomy chapter 32 verse 8. When the Most High divided to the nations their inheritance. Everybody got their own land. God's the God of all people. He didn't choose all people, but he made everybody. And he told everybody where to live. And he gave the best land to his chosen people, the Israelites. The rest of y'all go live over there. You go over there, you go over there, you go over there. It says, when the Most High divided to the nations their inheritance, here's what God gave you. When he separated the sons of Adam, why are we trying to come together? When you try to be among your enemies, you try to be among other nations, whether in peace or at war, it never ends well because it's not of God. He separated you from the beginning. Sons of Adam are separated. Why is there even a table of nations in Genesis? Why aren't we all just Adamites? You ever thought about that? If we all just one people, we all bleed red blood, why ain't we just call Adam in the Bible? Why ain't just in the sons of Adam? And everybody's history is the same history. God ain't want it that way. And to go against that is to go against God and to fail. It says, when he separated the sons of Adam, he set the bounds of the people. He set the boundaries according to the number of the children of Israel. The way you were given your appointed land was based on us, what we had. As long as we had what we needed, you get the remains. You get the refuse. The children of Israel taken care of? All right, you get that little bit over there. All right, I don't care really where you go. You go over here. You go over here in the dust somewhere. Loan my people taken care of first. For the Lord's portion is his people, and Jacob is a lot of his inheritance. So everybody's supposed to be separate. But we defy that, and we try to be joined with people that become our enemies because they're jealous. They know we got the best. They know we are the best. They know we are in the image of God. We're the closest to God there is on this planet. Therefore, they're jealous. And they're like, not only do they not want us to be in our land, they don't want us to remember that we're the greatest in the planet to this day. So we were in Numbers 33. Yeah, we were 54 again. Numbers chapter 33, verse 54, and I'm going to read down to 55. It says, and ye shall divide the land by lot for an inheritance among your families. So when you move into the land, you're supposed to divide it up among your inheritance for your families. Not everybody. Not that we're going to make this a two-state solution. Ain't no two-state solution. You get the hell out. And we're going to live there now. We here now. And then among my family, among the Israelites, we'll organize things. And we're going to put Manasseh here and Ephraim there. Gad and Reuben here. That's how we deal. Ain't got nothing to do with nobody else. We ain't thinking about nobody else. We got rid of everybody so that we can fulfill the Lord's purpose and set order in our land. That's how that worked. God don't love everybody. If he did, we'd all be living in Jerusalem. If God loved everybody, right then he'd be like, well, bring all people into Jerusalem. Yes, sir. And you get rid of all the idols, but just make sure all people are there. That ain't what God said right there. God said get rid of everybody and then divide the land among you. He don't love everybody. Sorry. Verse 54, and ye shall divide the land by lot for an inheritance among your families, and to the more you shall give the more inheritance, and to the fewer you shall give the less inheritance. Every man's inheritance shall be in the place where his lot falleth. So we gave according to the size. We're dividing it by lot. It's fairly, without partiality, according to tribe size. It says, every man's inheritance shall be in the place where his lot falleth. According to the tribes of your fathers, ye shall inherit. So it's fair based upon our tribes. Where did Esau fall in there? Nowhere. He don't get nothing. It says, verse 55, but if ye will not drive out the inhabitants of the land from before you, then it shall come to pass that those which ye let remain of them, all the people that we read earlier, all the Hivites, the Perizzites, the Canaanites, Amalek, Esau, Edom, in particular Amalek, because they desire the land the most. That's how we know that's a Jewish man. Amalek would want the land. He wants it. He always wanted it. And he's the most cowardly. He's the lowest of all Esau. Baby penis suckers. That's them. If you leave them there, it says that those which you shall let remain of them shall be pricks in your eyes and thorns in your sides, and shall vex you in the land wherein ye dwell. I'm going to go to Joshua 23:7 real quick. I think we straight on time. I got a few minutes. Joshua chapter 23 verse 7. That ye come not among these nations. Remember, all these things are to be in our remembrance. This is foreign policy. Leave them people alone. You know how America has foreign policy, how we deal with other nations? There's a way to be cordial and a way to work things out with other nations. But you got to have a foundation. We don't mess with you. There was a song that said, I forgot this song. We don't mess with you. We don't mess with y'all at all. That's the foreign policy. Hey, I see you. We don't mess with you. Now you move into a neighborhood, you speak to the neighbors, but you don't go to their parties. You go into the block party. You here. And then now you can't come over my house. No, you can't have it. I'm having a backyard party. You cannot come. My family's in the backyard. But some people just go and invite all the neighbors. There's always drama because of that. Dang how God get down. He said, don't bring them over. They exist on the planet, but don't bring them over. It says, Joshua 23 verse 7, that ye come not among these nations, these that remain among you, neither make mention of the names of their gods, because that's what happens. You end up in idolatry. Nor cause to swear by them, neither serve them, nor bow yourselves unto them. Let's see where we at. Verse 8. But cleave unto the Lord your God, as ye have done unto this day. For the Lord hath driven out from before you great nations and strong. But as for you, no man hath been able to stand before you unto this day. One man of you shall chase 1,000. For the Lord your God, he it is that fighteth for you, as he hath promised you. That's why it says we are rich. God promised, I'll fight for you. No one can stand against you. I drove out all these nations. You really gonna sit there and let them live? You really gonna sit there and let them stay with you? But I did all this for you. You slapped my hand away. You disrespect me to my face. I set this up so you can divvy out the land according to your tribes. How can we even start to do that if you still got them? They're still here. The heathen are still here. It says verse 11. It's, Joshua 23 verse 11. Take good heed therefore unto yourselves that ye love the Lord your God. Else if you do in any wise go back and cleave unto the remnant of these nations, even these that remain among you, that's not loving God. You hate God when you leave them around you. When you leave them alive around you, you hate God. Again, I'm talking about Old Testament when we went to war. I'm not talking about doing nothing to nobody today. You stuck today, you a slave. That's why you got to pray to get the hell out of here. It says, and cleave unto the remnant of these nations, even these that remain among you, and shall make marriages with them, because marriages are political. That's who you love. That's whose side you on when you marry something. It says, and go in unto them, and they unto you. Know for certainty that the Lord your God will no more drive out any of these nations from before you, but they shall be snares and traps unto you, and scourges in your sides, and thorns in your eyes, until ye perish from off this good land which the Lord your God have given you. That's what happened. You let them people stay among you. And I'm going to, hopefully, I think I got time to kind of show what happens when you don't smite Amalek. When you don't leave Amalek, when you leave Amalek, and you forget all the instructions God gave you, you end up with what we ended up with. And it's a judgment. I'm going to go back now to Numbers 33, verse 55. Yep. So that's the precept. It says, but if you will not drive out the inhabitants of the land from before you, then it shall come to pass that those which ye let remain of them, this is prophesied, shall be pricks in your eyes. That sounds like that hurt. Thorns in your eyes. And thorns in your sides. That hurt. That's a tender area. That's the Lord saying they're going to be in all your tender places. They're going to be in all your weak spots. It says, and shall vex you in the land wherein ye dwell. Moreover, it shall come to pass that I shall do unto you. Now, this is the part. Moreover, it shall come to pass that I, the Lord, shall do unto you, Israel, as I thought to do unto them. That's one of my main points I wanted to get to. It's not just, oh, we're not going to listen to God. We got a better way of doing it. He will punish us by doing unto us as he thought to do to them for us. I hope that makes sense. You don't destroy Amalek. You don't rid them out the land. You don't destroy their remembrance. I'll do it to you. I pray y'all understand what that means. If y'all understand what that means, say yes in the comments. Just put a yes. You understand what that means. You're going to show mercy to them. But I was going to show you mercy. I was going to destroy them. So I'll just destroy you. Let's go to 2nd Ezra. Remember, and with the verses we read above that, like verse 51, you're talking about destroying all the imagery, the pictures. What happened to our pictures and images? So you'll be many days without a teraphim. Let me get that real quick. I'm going to have to look that up real fast. One second. Hosea 3 and 4. Hosea chapter 3 verse 4. For the children of Israel shall abide many days without a king. Now we're supposed to get rid of Amalek's king. We're going to read that. We're supposed to get rid of his king. But now we're going to be many days without a king. And without a prince. And without a sacrifice. And without an image. Weren't we supposed to get rid of their images? But we didn't. Now where are our images? Oh, they gone. Really gone. They gone. Renaissance gone. And without an ephod and without a teraphim, there's more imagery. So all that's gone. You don't know who you is no more. That's what's supposed to happen to Amalek. That's why you get rid of their stuff. They don't remember. It's not supposed to remember who their gods is. You're not supposed to remember their ancestry, their lineage, and you blot their name out. So you don't want to do that. I'm going to do it to you. Go to 2nd Ezra 14 to 28. 2nd Ezra chapter 14, verse 28. Hear these words, O Israel. Our fathers at the beginning were strangers in Egypt, from whence they were delivered, and received the law of life, which they kept not, which ye also have transgressed after them. So we broke it, just like our fathers broke it. It says, verse 31, then was the land, even the land of Sion, parted among you by lot. So that's what we read earlier. The land was divided up for our families and our tribes, as it was supposed to be. It says, then was the land, even the land of Sion, parted among you by lot. But your fathers and ye yourselves have done unrighteousness, and have not kept the ways which the highest commanded you. And forasmuch as he is a righteous judge, he took from you in time the thing he had given you. I'm going to read that whole thing again. Hope y'all understand the thing. I ain't even check the comments, see if people was with me. Yeah, they got it. Curses. You're absolutely right. He curses. They say, I'm going to read that again. And when people are like, well, why are we going to slavery? This is it. This is another. This is Deuteronomy 28:15, Leviticus 26. It's all throughout the Bible why these things happened. Christian scholar can't find it worth to save his life. It says, 2nd Ezra 14. I'm going to read 31 again. Then was the land, even the land of Sion, parted among you by lot. But your fathers and ye yourselves have done unrighteousness, and have not kept the ways which the highest commanded you. And forasmuch as he, that's the Most High, is a righteous judge, no respected person with God, he'll judge us too. He took from you in time the thing he had given you. Remember what he said. The things I thought to do to them, because you disrespect me and don't follow my orders. Well, I'll just do them to you. What I would have done to them, or I've done to many nations for you, I'll do to you instead. Let me see. Let me read verse 30. Was that 32? Yes. All right. So verse 32. Now we're going to go to Joel 3:1. Y'all know this. Joel chapter 3, verse 1. For behold, in those days and in that time, when I shall bring again the captivity of Judah and Jerusalem. That means us being enslaved. I will also, well, this is us being freed from being enslaved. I will also gather all nations and will bring them down into the valley of Jehoshaphat. That's the valley of decision. And will plead with them there for my people and for my heritage Israel. And for my heritage Israel, whom they have scattered among the nations and parted my land. Ain't that the opposite of what we supposed to be doing? We supposed to be parting the land. Now we got them parting the land. They supposed to be scattered. When we walk behind, they get scattered. There's 6 or 7 of them over here, 12 of them over there. They ain't got no place to stay. They're dispossessed. They're discomfited. Instead, we're dispossessed and discomfited. You don't get more dispossessed and discomfited than we in all nations, thinking we all nations. In all religions. Just utterly destroyed. No nationality, no unity whatsoever. We out here, we go on the streets, we preach unity. Just come together and don't hate each other. That's how bad we got destroyed. That was supposed to happen to them. The Lord break their pride. They have no unity. They have no army. They have no fortitude. They have no strength. But instead, he's like, oh, you don't want to listen to me? You want to leave them around? Well, the thing I was going to do to them, I'll do to you instead. I'll take all that stuff from you. I'll take your land from you. I'll part the land among them. You see how you like it. Don't feel good, do it, y'all? It don't feel good. Verse 4. It says, yea, what have you to do with me, O Tyre and Zidon? Those Africans. Hamites. Nilotic Africans. And all the coasts of Palestine. That's your Arabs. Will you render me a recompense? And if you recompense me, swiftly and speedily will I return your recompense upon your own head. Can you pay me back? Watch this right here. Now, you heard this before. Listen good. It says, because ye have taken my silver and my gold, and have carried into your temples my goodly, pleasant things. Let's go back to Numbers 33 and 56. He said, you went into my temples. I'm going to remind you what we read earlier. And you've taken my silver and gold, my goodly and pleasant things. Numbers 33 and verse 56 says, moreover, it shall come to pass that I shall do unto them as I thought. I shall do unto you as I thought to do unto them. I'm going to go verse 52. What do you say to do to them? Then ye shall drive out all the inhabitants of the land from before you, and destroy all their pictures, and destroy all their molten images, and quite pluck down all their high places. And ye shall dispossess the inhabitants of the land, and dwell therein. All this stuff was supposed to belong to us. All the resources were ours. And then we move in. And what happens, what we're reading in Joel is the prophecy of, no, the opposite happened. Now we get dispossessed, and they move in. And they go into the temples. They're going into the temples. That's what he's talking about in Joel 3. We're supposed to go in their temples and wreck shop and destroy images. Not to keep it for monetary gain. We're supposed to destroy it. Now they're going into, in Joel 3, go Joel 3 and 5 again. Because ye have taken my silver and my gold, and have carried into your temples my goodly and pleasant things. You know, they covetous, so they're not going to destroy it. They're going to take it and keep it under the Vatican somewhere, or melt it down and turn it into earrings or whatever. They went and did what we supposed to have been doing to them. But they kept all our stuff. We supposed to go in there and destroy the images of gold and silver. It says, all right, I'm going to do verse 6. It says, the children also of Judah and the children of Jerusalem have ye sold to the Grecians, the white man, that ye might remove them far from their border. That's what happened. We're supposed to remove them off our border. But they removed us from our border. And we were transactions among them, between the Arabs, the Nilotic Africans, and the so-called white man, who calls himself a Jew, and even further than them. But we're primarily dealing with the Jewish man who is known as Amalek today. Verse 7, it says, behold, I will raise them out of the place whither ye have sold them, and will return your recompense upon your own heads. So we will return. We will recover ourselves from this. You will be judged in the end for this. Verse 8, and I will sell your sons and your daughters into the hand of the children of Judah, and they shall sell them to the Sabians. That's some Africans. To a people far off, for the Lord have spoken it. So we be selling you to the Hamitic Ethiopians. When we get our minds right. Let's go to 2nd Ezra again. We can talk about when we get our minds right real quick. I got a few minutes. Now I'm going to speed up a little bit. 2nd Ezra 14, verse 34. Verse 33. We left off from verse 32. It says, verse 33. And now are ye here, and your brethren among you. Therefore, if so be that you will subdue your own understanding, and reform your hearts, ye shall be kept alive, and after death ye shall attain mercy. For after death shall the judgment come, when we shall live again, and then shall the names of the righteous be manifest, and the works of the ungodly shall be declared. So there'll be a time when we repent, and we after death receive that mercy, that eternal life, and then we rule. And we set right all the things that we set wrong by defying our God. Our generations to come afterwards will be blessed. We'll be in control. We'll have them under our subjection yet again. But first, we got to subdue our own understanding. We supposed to have gotten rid of Amalek, but we had our own thought about it. Well, I think I could do something different. God ain't. Let me go Isaiah 55. Make sure I get everything out. Isaiah 55, verse 8. It says, for my thoughts are not your thoughts, neither are your ways my ways, saith the Lord. You ain't thinking like I'm thinking. Israel couldn't see past the hallway, couldn't see around the corner. The Amalek would do the horrible things they would do, and God would punish us for not accepting a gift. I'm giving you eternal life. I'm giving you a kingdom. I'm giving you self-sufficiency. You don't want that? Well, I'm going to take it all from you and give it to them. How that feel? Don't feel good, do it. You want it back now, don't you? You want it back now, don't you? Don't you want you dangling eternal life in front of you? You want it back now, don't you? You want it back? You see how they treat you. Let's drop that. Let's go to 1 Samuel 15. Snares and traps. So approximately about 400 years later, you got King Saul. Who his thoughts was his own thoughts. I'm gonna read this one fast. 1 Samuel chapter 15, verse 1. And I think I'm gonna read a lot of this. 1 Samuel chapter 15, verse 1. Samuel also said unto Saul, the Lord sent me to anoint thee to be king over his people, over Israel. Now therefore, hearken thou unto the voice of the words of the Lord. Thus saith the Lord of hosts, I remember that which Amalek did to Israel. Dang, did you get the eggs? Did you remember the milk? Did you get rid of Amalek? That's what the prophet of God was about. It said, hey, King Saul, first king. Hey, them Amalekites. It says, how he laid wait for him in the way. They were sneaky, evil people. We had a couple altercations with them. I think I skipped the other one in, I believe it was Numbers. And there's another one in Judges. Had different altercations with Amalek. It says, I remember that which Amalek did to Israel, how he laid wait for him in the way when he came up from Egypt. And then he was smiting the hindmost of us, the women, the children, the elderly, the sick. Now go and smite Amalek and utterly destroy all that they have and spare them not, but slay both man and woman, infant and suckling, ox and sheep, camel and ass. Kill them all. Slay mean kill, not Santa slay. Slay, manslaughter. What do you say? There's a slaughter. What do you say in the news? I forgot what they call it. There's so many different names for kill. He says slay them. Slay them all. Everything that breathes. Kill everything over there. What about the children? Kill the children. Well, what about the old people? Kill the old people. Remember how Amalek dealt with you? Well, we don't listen to nothing. Verse 4. Actually, let me jump ahead. Verse 5. Interest of time. And Saul came to a city of Amalek and laid wait in the valley. And Saul said unto the Kenites, go depart, get ye down from among the Amalekites. Kind of like how the Jewish man today, you say, hey, y'all get out of this city, but they don't really mean it. Saul gave warning, hey, Kenites, get out of here. We about to go upside their head. He said, lest I destroy you with them, for ye show kindness to all the children of Israel when they came up out of Egypt. So the Kenites departed from among the Amalekites. And Saul smote the Amalekites from Havilah until thou comest ashore that is over against Egypt. Sounds good so far. And he took Agag, the king of the Amalekites, alive. Oh, hell. Saul. Benjamin. Let's pull that up real quick. I'm going to read that again. And he took Agag, the king of the Amalekites, alive. That ain't what God said. And utterly destroyed all the people with the edge of the sword. He killed... But no, Agag's alive. This ain't what we asking for. It looked good. It feel good that Esau's at your feet. But he's not supposed to be there at all. He's supposed to be gone. He ain't supposed to be in chains. He's supposed to be dead. Him, his wife, his children, his cows, anything. The donkey. Kill the donkey. The donkey just in the back. It's like, I ain't do nothing, y'all. I don't even know how I got here. Kill the donkey. It said verse 9, but Saul and the people spared Agag, and the best of the sheep and of the oxen and of the fatlings and the lambs and all that was good, and would not utterly destroy them. But everything that was vile and refuse, that they destroyed utterly. Then came the word of the Lord unto Samuel, saying, verse 11, it repenteth me that I have set up Saul to be king, for he is turned back from following me, and have not performed my commandments. And it grieved Samuel, and he cried unto the Lord all night. So you broke the commandments of God. You thought you had a thought. Mistakes were made. Verse 19. I'm going to show you how this moved. Verse 19. Wherefore then thou didst not obey the voice of the Lord, but didst fly upon the spoil. This covetousness. The people in Saul is covetous. You're going for the spoil. And didst evil in the sight of the Lord. I'll go to verse 31. So Samuel turned again after Saul. I'm going to drop this down. Samuel turned again after Saul. And Saul, King Saul, worshipped the Lord. Then said Samuel, bring ye hither to me Agag, the king of the Amalekites. Samuel said, bring that Edomite over here. I'm going to show you how to deal with this Amalekite. And Agag came unto him delicately. Cautiously. Oh, hey, everybody. Hey, this is me. Oy vey. That's how he came to him. And Agag said, surely the bitterness of death is past. Surely I'm safe. I've been changed. Sure, I'm good. I should be good. Ain't no way this prophet gonna come kill me. And Samuel said, as thy sword have made women childless. He remembered Amalek. Saul forgot. Saul, you forgot that they killed all the women and children and the elderly and the sick. Samuel remembers. Pepperidge Farm remembers. I'm sorry, it's a stupid cartoon. It said Pepperidge Farm remembers. Now Samuel remembers. The Lord remembers. It said, and Samuel hewed Agag in pieces before the Lord in Gilgal. I'm sorry, I don't have the image for that. Probably take down the hew is like chopping wood. It won't just stab. Chop that man up like a butcher. You had to make sure he was gone. You trying to please God. Again, I'm not saying do that to nobody today. Don't be stupid. That was back then. That's just the mentality you're supposed to have when it comes to these nations. That's the foreign policy. God wants you gone. I can't mess with you at all. We can't be cordial. I mean, we can be cordial, but we can't be family. We ain't family. The prophets hewed up your ancestors. You're not supposed to be here. We messed up. And y'all still here. From there, Numbers 14 and 41. 14 and 41. That's how it's supposed to be dealt with. If we had just done that. But it was, it's prophesied we wouldn't listen anyway. Numbers 14 and 41. I got like 10 minutes. Let me speed this up a bit. It says, and Moses said, wherefore now do you transgress the commandment of the Lord? But it shall not prosper. Go not up, for the Lord is not among you, that ye be not smitten before your enemies. For the Amalekites, and the Canaanites are there before you, and ye shall fall by the sword, because ye are turned away from the Lord. Therefore the Lord will not be with you. Because when we don't listen to what the Lord says exactly, we'll lose. So they were going to go, we're going to go get Amalek. But you didn't listen to what God said. Now you're going to lose this battle right here. I'm going back in the past a little bit. But you're going to lose this battle. Samuel did what the Lord said. Saul did not. When you don't do what the Lord said, he's not going to bless your war efforts. There we get our behinds beat. This is verse 44. But they presumed to go up unto the hilltop. Nevertheless, the ark of the covenant of the Lord and Moses departed not out of the camp. Then the Amalekites came down, and the Canaanites, which dwelt in that hill, and smote them and discomfited them even to Hormah. So then we lost. We got beat down because we didn't listen to the Lord. Lord gave us instructions in that chapter. We did our own thing. And he's like, Lord ain't blessing this fight. You got to listen precisely to what said, thus saith the Lord. We go to Judges 3. I'm just going over some of the battles. I'm going to have to speed up a little bit more though. Judges 3 and 13. It says, and he gathered unto him the children of Ammon and Amalek. You see how Amalek get down with anybody that hate us. He's with the Hamites. Now he's with the Japanese and the Koreans. He says, and he gathered unto him the children of Ammon and Amalek and went and smote Israel. This is Moab, Eglon. So it's Chinese, Japanese, and the so-called white man that calls himself a Jew went and smote Israel and possessed the city of palm trees. So that's another battle we lost. Judges 6 and 3. And so it was when Israel had sown that the Midianites came up and the Amalekites. See how he joined up with any nation and go to whooping out behind. And the children of the east, going into the children of Lot again, Moab and Ammon, even they came up against them, and they encamped against them and destroyed the increase of the earth till thou comest unto Gaza, and left no sustenance for Israel, neither sheep nor ox nor ass. That means they not only just was whooping us, starving us, taking our resources. These are heartless people. They know how to destroy an enemy. We don't. We like, mercy, mercy, oh no. Their feelings. It says, for they came up with their cattle and their tents, and they came as grasshoppers for multitude. For both they and their camel without number, and they entered into the land to destroy it. And Israel was greatly impoverished. They're doing that to us today. Because of the Midianites, and the children of Israel cried unto the Lord. Remember, the Midianites was also accompanied by Amalek, the Amalekites. Esther 3 and 1. Now, I'm going to pull this image here. I missed a lot of my imagery. I don't think I got time to get everything, but I will get this one. Give me a second. No, that's not it. Shoot. Don't I have it? Oh, man. I don't think I got it. I had a nice AI image. Dang it. I'm sorry. I didn't get at it. My apologies. Had a nice little image. Esther 3 and 1. That's in the Bible, Esther. Esther chapter 3 and verse 1. After these things did King Ahasuerus promote Haman, the son of Hammedatha, the Agagite. And Agagite is a descendant of Agag. It is an Amalekite. That's what happens. One of the chief enemies of Israel during the time of the Persians is an Agagite. You should have got rid of all the Amalekites. You should have got rid of Agag when you had a chance. And his whole lineage. That means he left some of his lineage behind. So I'm sure Agag won't have sex while he was in prison. But he had children. He had descendants. And you ain't smite all of them. And then one of his descendants vowed revenge. There's a movie, I think it's called The King and I, where they kind of show, some extra biblical history. But they kind of embellish and added their own stuff. But they show private meetings with Haman and his followers. And he's vowing revenge for what happened to his ancestors. That's perfect. That's what it was. He's like, he ain't forget. He's like, I remember what they did to me, my people. We got to come back and we're going to take over. I'm going to work through these Persians and bring about the Edomite Empire once again. Numbers chapter 20. Let me read verse. Do I want verse 10? Yeah, verse 10. And the king took his ring from his hand and gave it unto Haman, the son of Hammedatha, the Agagite, the Jews' enemy. Because we left them around. That's what happens when you leave your enemies around. The picture I had was fire. But I ain't got it. So instead, I'll pull up this right here. I think this book is called The Congregationalist, if I'm not mistaken. I think that's the name of the book. Yeah, I think that's the name of the book. Or is it I Perish, I Perish? Let me see. Oh, I do have the picture. All praises. Drop that. I'll show the picture. This is what happens when you don't smite Amalek. Esau's the first picture. All right. Then you move on. You got Duke Amalek, or what's his name? Eliphaz. You got Duke Amalek. Then you got Alexander the Great. You got as you go through time, you got Herod, and then the last image. You know what that is? Greenblatt. Jonathan Green. That's what you get. If you don't smite Amalek, you end up with a Greenblatt. They don't go away. They just change and evolve, and they just stick around. And they stay thorns in your side and in your eyes. And they take the land. That's what happens when you don't smite Amalek. The generations continue, and they become, you got Greenblatts. It sounds like a disease. You got Greenblatts. You don't want to contract Greenblatts. Oh, yeah, I'm about out of time. Let's go to Numbers 24. I think this is probably my last scripture. I'm praying y'all get something out of this. We got some humor in there, but seriously. Don't contract Greenblatts. You should get rid of Amalek as soon as possible. That's what we supposed to have done. How we do it today, we teach that we the Israelites. Us fixing history and teaching it properly destroys Amalek. That's what they come against the hardest. Not physical violence. There's nothing we can do against their war machine. They're the ultimate right now when it comes to war. But they don't know nothing about this here Bible. Not a thing. So this is our weapon of warfare. They can't defeat it. They can't defeat our God, and they won't beat us as long as we follow our God. Where we lost was not listening to our God. Numbers chapter 24, verse 17, we'll read down to 20. And this is Balaam the witch. He's not an Israelite. But he says, I shall see him. That's Christ. Some of your Bibles got a little star right there. Even the scholars knew this is a prophecy of Christ coming. I shall see him, but not now. I shall behold him, but not now. I mean, he's a heathen. He won't be near him. There shall come a star out of Jacob, and a scepter shall rise out of Israel, and shall smite the corners of Moab, and destroy all the children of Sheph, which is the Egyptians in them. That's the Egyptian god. And Edom, the forefather of the Amalekites, and Edom shall be a possession. Seir also shall be a possession for his enemies. And Israel shall do valiantly. That's the prophecy. Out of Jacob shall come he that shall have dominion, and shall destroy him that remaineth of the city. And when he looked on Amalek, he took up his parable and said, Amalek was the first of the nations, but his latter end shall be that he perish forever. All praise to the Most High. So, I'm going to end it right there. Hey, all praises to the Most High. I pray everybody got something out of this. Remember Amalek. There's a lot more history to Amalek. Not a lot of time to go into it, but like I said, Herod's in there. Let me throw that picture back up. It goes straight down. This is what happens when you don't destroy your enemies. When you forget something that you forgot to get rid of them. Now, God punishes us the way he was going to punish them. And they sit in our seat because we despise the counsel of the Lord. And he make us look foolish. We're done without counsel. So turn to the counsel of the Lord. Don't forget Amalek. Remember who you are. Us remembering who we are is the greatest weapon against people that have destroyed us. Remembering who you are, who your God is, who your fathers are. And we'll get up out of this land and we'll take the kingdom. Hey, all praise the Most High. I'm Officer Ready Well, IUIC Raleigh. Hey, remember to donate to the Booster Club. Support the land fund. All right, subscribe to IUIC Raleigh. You got Captain Gedaliah, you got Captain Josiah, Officer Noah, myself, Officer Mishael, Smithereens. Escape the Plantation, come on tonight. 7 p.m. Eastern. Y'all check us out. Hey, trying to do mighty works for the Lord. Hey, with that, I say shalom. Most High in Christ bless you all.